Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRD. And Brian Winnikins from World Dairy Expo. Thank you to our expo sponsors, including AMPI, Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, Alcivia Co-op, Bauer Seeds and Service, BioVets, Farm First Dairy Cooperative, and Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. And joining me right now is Maria Poock, and she is a farmer from Missouri, but she was in Ubekistan with the Ubekistan group, and because of some help from the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board, they were able to fund having this group from Uzbekistan actually tour Wisconsin, not only soybean farms for feed, but also some of the dairy operations in World Dairy Expo. And so, Maria, thank you for joining us. Well, first, tell us about the home farm back in Missouri.
So I have about 20 jerseys. They're mainly polled in A2A2, and I keep them with Kloppy Dairies in New Haven, Missouri. And I've been in this since I was about 14 and just got really interested with the jerseys and then wanted to help grow that. And then I found out that there's a lot more to jerseys than them just being cute. So I wanted to learn more about them, and the Jersey Association is amazing, and I've loved the people that are in this and helping feed the world.
Now you do realize that I've always considered Brown Swiss the divas of World Dairy Expo, followed closely behind the jerseys, going, wait a minute, we're cuter than you. And so are jerseys kind of divas?
Oh, they are, but they're also very lovely. Like, they love people, and
they're not stubborn and grumpy like Brown Swiss.
Oh, some of them are, but they are very kind and gentle, so that's why I enjoy them.
So you had a chance to go to Uzbekistan and meet with one of the dairy farmers out there that has about 1,300 cows. How did you manage to get to do this?
So some people who had actually lived in the country for about 25 years, they came to my school. They were looking for Aggies to come over and look at Uzbekistan, to look at possibly going back over there and living for a while and helping the country grow, because the country is in Central Asia and they are booming right now. They are growing in infrastructure and tourism and things like this, and they also are looking for ways to feed their country. And dairy industry is one of those ways that they want to feed their people. And, milk and cheese is actually important to them. And so when I went over there with this couple, I got to tour some other farms around the Tashkent and Samarkand area, and was very intrigued by how much the people, they know they don't have all the answers, but they want to grow, and they want to find people that do have the answers, and they want to bring them over, and so that they can build up their communities, because in all reality, they just want to feed their people. So they're looking for help to be able to feed their people.
Talking with Maria Poock, she is a Missouri dairy farmer who had a chance to go to Uzbekistan, and she actually was with the group from Uzbekistan as well here at World Dairy Expo. Okay, so Maria gets on the plane, maybe leaving from Kansas City International. 10, 12 hours later, she wakes up and, what is this? Tell us what it was like in Uzbekistan, especially for dairy there.
So water is limited, of course. So if you look at the landscape, it actually looked a lot like Arizona. So it's a high altitude desert. They do have quite a bit of irrigation that they can use, but they're sharing water with other countries. We share water with other states. So of course there's disagreements like that, but for them, they have an even bigger disagreement because they have it with other countries. And so their big issue is water and water supply. And their climate is hot and dry, but they have quite a few, barns and freestall barns that they put cows in. They have a heavy influence of Holsteins, and then also some milking Simmental. And while I was over there, I talked a lot about jerseys and getting a lot of jerseys over there because they would fit better within their climate. And then also with their feed source. So Holsteins are tremendous animals, and they do very well. But if you can't feed them like they should be fed, they're not going to produce as much out, and they're not going to maintain themselves as well. And so a Jersey is a little different, is that it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it still matters what you feed her, but she can convert what you're feeding her into milk and still produce a high amount of fluid milk, but then also fat and protein. And so that's some of their big issues, is they have their issues is water and then feed, and it's hot there. So they're trying to figure out how to manage those systems to help their cows feel more comfortable and produce more milk.
When I talked with a representative from Ubekistan, he mentioned soybean meal's big feed stuff there. And now you didn't have a chance, I don't think, to go on the Wisconsin tours, but is soybean meals used quite a bit?
Yes, so they have to ship soybean meal in. They're not able to produce any of their own soybeans because it's too hot there, it's too dry. So they have to ship it all in. And right now, I think they're shipping in a lot from Brazil. So that's why we have the U.S. there trying to be like, hey, buy some of our soybeans because it's going to be better quality. Nothing against Brazil, but we can do things well. So.
Talking with Maria Poock, she's a Missouri dairy farmer and had a chance to go to Uzbekistan and tour some of their dairy and farming industry. And she also had a chance to meet up with the group that did a tour here in Wisconsin, looking at Wisconsin soybean growers as well with, again, the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board. So, Maria, that you mentioned, U.S. soybeans. Did the dairy farmers there go, God, we wish we could, the meal did this or did that, and that's where Wisconsin and really Minnesota soybeans could really fill that need?
Yeah, I think they're looking for more consistency, maybe. I'm not as well versed in the nutrition side. I'm more of cow care and things like that and calf care. So I could get a few of those things, but there's some translation trying to figure out differences. I know across the board for their feed, they're looking for consistency. And if they can try to make it, and they know the value that's in their food and how good it is, they're looking for that. They're looking for good quality and consistency.
So I guess before we let you go, I have to ask one final question. So when are you going back with a Jersey herd?
I would like to actually go back within the next year and a half, and possibly work with a few universities that are also growing there, and also work with the dairymen that are there around Tashkent and Samarkand region, and then maybe as far, try to learn the language and then reach out further. So.
Wow, what an adventure, to say the least. Going to Uzbekistan. That is Maria Poock, Missouri dairy farmer, who had a chance to go to Uzbekistan and check out the dairy industry there and some of their challenges as well. From World Dairy Expo, I'm Brian Winnikins.